Welcome to your favorite segment, The Big Point, on your favorite political YouTube channel, YOLENO TV, and I'm glad to have you back once again. So the big point in this analysis is, why did Joe make the declarations he made about intending to go to State House?
For the very first time since the last general elections, rivals from different political factions in the coastal region converged in Nairobi following the cabinet resolution to privatize the port of Mombasa.
We have decided we will seek audience with the president to engage constructively in a manner. We will call on all of us, sisi wote. We will look for the president. We have tasked Governor Mvurya, CS Mvurya, and CS Asha and Speaker Kingi to reach out to the president.
And is it a move of trying to decamp from Raila Amolo Odinga's faction? Before we get started on that analysis, allow me to officially welcome you to this analysis, and I'm kindly encouraging anyone who has not subscribed to this channel to please take 1 second, head over to the subscribe button and subscribe. You can like and share our videos. To existing subscribers, thank you so much for your support. So let's get into this analysis. Almost 4 days ago, Joe surfaced publicly, and for the first time, Joe recognized William Ruto as the president. Joe has a very good history with Raila Amolo Odinga.
I subscribe fully to the ideology of Raila Amolo Odinga. It must be known, mimi ni Raila na Raila ni mimi. It is only for health reasons. I've been away kwa sababu ya kiafya.
So the declaration that Joe made publicly is the reason why I have received numerous emails to my email account, viewers asking me to talk about this issue, because I was trying to avoid it, to be honest with you. But after looking at what people are saying on X, and X is the former Twitter, now referred to as X. So after listening to how people have been reacting to this, I realized that this is a conversation that people need to talk about. The effect of Joe's statement. So you understand that Joe met with Kingi, Mvurya, and there was Aisha Jumwa. There were so many other leaders, coastal leaders, majority of which are of those who have decamped or were in support of William Ruto. They were there. And if you watched the statement by the leaders there, and especially the statement by Joe, you could tell that Joe was slowly having a soft landing for William Ruto. That is what I could make from his statement. Because Joe talks about him intending to go to State House to meet William Ruto, whom he recognized as the president. Joe talks about developments, to talk about development agendas in the State House. I think that Raila Amolo Odinga has been trying to talk against, because Raila talked about this some times back and said the era where people used to go to Moi to pay Moi a visit in State House and talk about developments, those days are long gone. Raila kept reminding the likes of Jalango on that aspect. So Joe made similar declarations that he intends to go to State House if invited to talk about coast development. I know that the reason why they had to meet the leaders there was because of the threat of privatization of the port. I think that William Ruto and his team said they would not do. When they were talking about state capture, they said they would not do. Back then, there was allegation that Dubai Port was on the verge of acquiring Kenya Ports Authority because of some deal. So according to them, they talked about some dubious deal between the government then and the Dubai port. So William Ruto promised Coastarians that he would not engage the port in such a move, but on the contrary, that is what is happening. So also recently, you notice that the parliament voted to support the bill that denies them the right to audit some of this accusation that the government can decide to dispose a state-owned company to a private entity without even the parliament's involvement. That is one thing that they signed in support of. So what we are seeing there as being the speaker being there also is quite ni kitu kwamba inaonyesha kwamba ni kitu ambacho kiko opposite kidogo, because the speaker is one of those people who ought to not have supported that move, but he supported it and the government signed this into law. Now the parliament has denied itself an opportunity to be involved in privatizations. So what Joe is seeking to address there, people are looking at this whole thing as being an opportunity which he has taken to pay William Ruto a visit in State House. I want to remind you that Joe is one of those leaders in ODM who has not attended any of Raila Amolo Odinga's maandamanos. Never attended any. Junior tried to attend, but Joe never attended. Joe at one particular time said that this demonstration should just stop and Azimio should focus on 2027, on the failures of 2022 and correct them in 2027. There's a time he made that statement, which to me appeared to be a mature political statement. But most of the time when Raila Amolo Odinga comes to Coast, Joe huwa hayuko. Unapata ameenda Zanzibar, ama ameenda US. There's a time he had gone to US, ama ameenda Dubai. So most of these moves, if you look at them well, these were calculated moves aimed at making sure that Raila Amolo Odinga's rallies, Joe does not attend. There was a time Coastarians urged Joe to be the one to lead maandamano, and he almost said that he would do that. But on the day of maandamano came, he was nowhere to be seen. I think that time he had gone to Zanzibar for a holiday. There's a time also there was talk that he was not feeling well, and Raila Amolo Odinga also supported that move, said that Joe was not feeling well. So as to why there seems to be a change of heart at this particular moment from Joe, hiyo ni kitu kidogo hata mimi nashindwa kuelewa. In politics, anything is possible, and there are no political enemies. There are no permanent political enemies. There are no permanent political friends. And because that is the case, then we can expect anything from Joe. I agree with someone who shared something on X, the former Twitter. He said that Joe could be making that move because he wants to protect the investments of the Joe family. That could be the reason why he is making that move. I cannot disagree with that person, because that could be a point also, that Joe wants to protect his businesses. Or maybe Joe wants a job in the government. Could that be the case? I don't know. These are just things which are coming up, but the truth of the matter is yet to be unveiled. So as to where, or as to whether Joe will pay William Ruto a visit in State House, that is one thing that we are still yet to see. We are yet to see whether that is going to happen. And as to whether the State House has finally invited him, despite the fact that I saw something online, someone was saying that the State House has agreed to meet with Joe. I don't know that that's the case, but if that is the case, again, time will tell. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you make of this statement from Joe? Like I said, I didn't want to talk about this, but you see, because of the emails that I kept receiving from my audience here, I just had to talk about this because it's a very, very important matter, a matter that needs to be taken into consideration. And going forward, this is a matter or an issue that, as Azimio, I think they will be forced to keep track of what's happening, because they expect Joe to be on the side of Raila Amolo Odinga. So the effect of this move politically in coast politics is one thing that bado pia itaangaliwa kwa makini. But I agree with someone also who said that Joe could have made this statement because of what Raila Amolo Odinga said when Kalonzo toured Bondo for that birthday of Oburu Oginga. So what he said there, when he said that he will stand with Kalonzo Musyoka, that Azimio will stand with Kalonzo Musyoka. So that statement, if you look at the sequence of events, that statement, Raila made it, and then soon after that statement, then you see that the Costarians are meeting in Nairobi, and they are saying that they want to meet the president in State House. The delegation wants to meet the president in State House so that they can talk about the coast agenda. So that's what we see. So probably this meeting could have been fueled by that statement that Raila Amolo Odinga made there when he decided to say that he was going to support RUTO's, that he's going to support Kalonzo, that not really support, when Raila Amolo Odinga said that he was going to stand, that Azimio, they are going to stand with Kalonzo Musyoka. So maybe the interpretation of that statement was that Raila had already thrown in the towel, that is not going to vie in 2027, and because of that move, Joe realizes that there's no need for me to continue being in ODM. I would rather now start following a separate or a different path. And the different path here is to maybe have a different political affiliation again. Maybe try to talk to William Ruto and see if you can make some political truce. We can have some political truce, or we can have some sort of agreement, matters cost politics. So these are some of the things which could have been happening, ladies and gentlemen. So I'd like to rest my case there, but as usual, I always like to encourage you to go below the comment section and tell us what you think about the move from Joe, and if at all Raila Amolo Odinga's statement is the reason why Joe made that move. So you can tell us below the comment section there. To those people who have not subscribed to this channel, I'd like to encourage you to please take 1 second and subscribe to this channel. Give this video a like, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. To those who have supported us before, I want to say here that I'm forever grateful for that support, because without you, this channel cannot grow. So until you catch up again, please stay safe and stay blessed.